Hi, Leo. It's Jeffrey. It's Ripecolor. This is your reading for December 18th through the 25th. Happy Hanukkah. Merry Christmas. Happy solstice. I will be doing a solstice video. I will be doing a video for the new moon, full moon, whatever it is. I don't even know when it is. I think it's this week. I'm obviously an astrologer in my spare time. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, press the bell for notifications. I offer private readings. I also offer IET. IET is a healing modality which can help you to transform energy. Please become a member. Membership is $2.99 a month, and that helps support the channel, and it allows you to watch these videos commercial free. And I'll be adding a lot more to my membership portal. So in the middle of videos today, today's the I can't even see, it's 15th. It's 10:30. All right. I felt compelled to do a live video, and I did it. It's about letting go of resentment. And I'm really glad I did it, because I just followed my heart. And that's your message, follow your heart. That's nice. Follow your heart. You know, it's so interesting. For me, in The Wizard of Oz, the lion, right, is someone who doesn't have courage, but he actually does have courage. And for me, I mean, we love Dorothy, and, of course, you end up really liking the Scarecrow. And then, the Tin Man's okay, and then you're sort of like, okay, and then the lion shows up, and the screen comes alive, man. For me, like, he's just so brilliant. He's my favorite one. He's my favorite. Maybe because he was a big queen, but I think what I'm trying to say is when you follow your heart, you're going to realize and have an understanding of the thing that you've been looking for has been there all along. Wow. Lovely. Lovely. So I started with water, and then after the water, I did the resentment video. Well, the letting go of the resentment video. I hate all of you. And then I did air. And then, I have a decision. It's like, am I going to go fire? Am I going to go earth? And it was like, I want to do fire. And so here we are. And then once I make a decision about the element, then whatever sign is supposed to come up comes up. And you came up. All right. This is so interesting. The tower. The tower's this is the third tower. That's interesting. So when the tower comes up, because I'm doing it, this is sort of, it's individual, but it's kind of collective, right? Especially as I move forward and forward, if a certain card keeps on coming up. The tower at the end of the day is basically the outside world coming in to shake up your foundation because you're vibrating at a different level. Like, it's as simple as that. And, it's a lot of times it's unforeseen, but at the, the tower is in the middle of the deck. It's not like it's the end of the thing. It's the middle of the deck. So it's kind of like you're watching a movie. Like, let's say you're watching I don't watch these anymore. When I was younger, I used to, these, the end of the world movie, whatever. And then the hero and the heroine get tied up, and when you're 14, you're like, oh my God. And, of course, they're tied up with, and like the goon didn't tie them up well. And one of them happens to have some metal in their teeth, all that bullshit. And they are able to cut it. It's just the middle of the story. That's what I'm trying to say. The story continues, and, it's always happily ever after. don't know if it's always happily ever after, but the story continues. So, the tower comes in to shake up our foundation. And considering what I said before, it's like maybe you weren't following your heart. And so your higher self came in and said, we had an earthquake here last week, and it was like 8 in the morning, and it was Sunday, and it was like, really? So I had to find pajamas. Nothing happened. I didn't even feel anything. All right. And then we go into, a brand new enthusiastic strategy. Like it's like you didn't skip a beat. You started moving right away. You knew what to do. You knew what actions to take instinctually, right? Toward, because you've seen very clearly what it is, toward, a really practical action, a really practical, stable action. Great. To establish something new. To establish something new where you're led by your third eye. That's, really organized, that's really going to last. Okay. Toward stability, my second four. Toward stability. And the other thing about this card, this is really interesting. I always understand the Four of Wands as, it's not just domesticity. It's also, and it's not just stability. It's a little mini marriage, but it's also, mini celebration, I should say. It's also stability in oneself, stability in one's mind, stability in one's soul, stability in one's body. That's what the Four of Wands is to me. Like, I know my core. That's the energy. I know my core. I know who I am. I know what I stand for. I know, and even though I've been shooken up, like I'm down, I'm like, I know what to do, because I'm stable, because I'm in here, right? And I'll know exactly how to act and when to act with my instinct. There's a lot of instinctual stuff going on here. My instinct will tell me what to do, right? And I trust it. This card's been coming up a lot too. Toward creativity, toward joy, toward artistic expression, toward celebration. I have 2 cards of celebration here. So that's really interesting. I mean, I have the Tower to start, but then I have 2 cards of celebration, which is like, those are pretty much the 2 cards of celebration. So, it's like, it's like you lost your job and you're like jumping up and down for joy. A little bit like that. Like, yay! And something really clear comes to you. It's like now all of a sudden, it's really interesting because like now what I'm getting, what I'm feeling, it's like suddenly everything becomes clear. It's like, oh, that's why the janitor was always in the CEO's office. That's why they were wearing the same outfit all week. There's something that becomes super clear, super clear. And then the realization that you are the master of your own destiny. And that whatever it is you want to manifest, you have all the tools you need. Maybe this thing shook up, this foundation shook up because, you were relying too heavily on it. And you were like, oh, I'm nothing without this job. I'm nothing without this house. I'm nothing without this relationship. It's like, no, actually, you're everything without it, because you take yourself with you, right? I'm relying on my heart. I'm relying on my instinct. I'm relying on my fire. Because that's the real stability. That's the real stability, and I've had it in me all along, but maybe I needed something from the outside to show me that. Yeah, it is indeed a mysterious path, isn't it? It's also there's a real sense of intuition in this card. There's a real sense of intuition. You know, maybe what became clear was the delusion you were living in. Okay, another ace. It's time for a new beginning. It's time for a new beginning, and but they're both like the phallic aces, right? So it's like um, it's a new opportunity to act on, right? Because the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles are more, they're softer in a way. It's like, well, here's an opportunity. This other one is sort of like, you know, here's the ammunition, go do what you need to do. So it's more like that. It's more like, you know, act on it. Yeah. I always understand him as, I mean, it's a judge, it's a lawyer, la la la. Oh, it's an older man who's a judge who's going to come and save you. No, I don't think so. It's the butcher. It's the surgeon. He cuts out what's unnecessary without any emotional attachment. And, you know, he's down to business. He's down to business, and it's like this needs to be cut out, and I cut it out. Period. And you know, it's fair, and it's well thought out. Not like, you know, I cut it down because it was in front of me. It's like, no, no, no. I cut it down. I cut down that tree in the forest because it had, you know, some weird thing that was going to affect the other trees. So I just cut it down. Oh, but it was such a beautiful tree. Nah, 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 nah. Yeah, yeah, but do you want the whole forest to go down? No, I cut it down. I cut down the right tree. You know, that's it. A little bit of that. All right. Which really pertains to this. A shakeup in stability, but you have a plan and it's really well thought out. The illusion has been broken. Lots of fertility comes out of it, and you'll know exactly when to act toward your comfort and stability and establishing something new in joy and creativity. The past is over, a new dawn is rising, a new idea comes through. You realize and are able to utilize the tools to manifest whatever it is you want. And actually, it was a blessing that it was cut out. There you go, Leo. I have to say, it's been a really intense week for everyone. So don't feel like you're alone. It's Christmas week, you know, it's like a lot of stuff always comes up. You know, like being cleared out, it's the end of the year, you know, it's time to start something new, it's time to look at things, you know, in a new light. So, you know, it's all right. It's all right. Blessings.